Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome to part 2 of our tutorial series. In this video, we're gonna set up our camera settings, fix the lighting in the scene, and also get rid of the noise. We will also model the cornice, the skirting, and the middle kitchen island. So, are you ready? Let's get started. So in the previous video we rendered our scene, and you remember we had a lot of noise everywhere and the lighting was very poor actually. So I'm gonna go to the top view. Let's scale this up a little bit, maybe scale this up a bit too. Let's also give them an intensity of 35. Here, yeah, those are instances. So let's make this 100 or 120. Let's select our camera and change the shutter speed to 130 and change the f number to 6. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my camera right now. So before we make our first render, let me just add some reflectivity to our materials. Change the reflection glossiness to 0.8 and this too. So let's name this walls. Make sure it's applied to our walls. And yeah, so let's take our first render and see how it's gonna look like. Alright, so as you can see, we have some nice lighting right now and some nice reflections over here and here too. So let's actually, but we still have the noise. We're gonna get rid of it right away, but first let's model our cornice and the skirting. So I'm gonna select this wall, hit Alt Q to isolate it. Wow, did you hear this thunder? The winter is just starting. So let's create this line on the inner wall. Okay, I'll press Ctrl V to create a clone and move it to 2.8. This is gonna be our cornice. So let's open track and sweep profile. I'm gonna go with something maybe like this, 24. Let's scale it down a little bit. Yeah, this looks good. So let's give it this material and go to modify. Make sure its orientation is correct. Go to the front view, let's move it down. Make sure you have the constraint on the y-axis. Okay, so let's select our line for skirting. Track, sweep profile. We're gonna need something simple like number 6. Let's scale it down. Yeah, that's fine. And again, let's go to modify and mirror it on XY plane. Go to the front view. Gonna move it down. Okay, so Now to fix the problem with the noise, we're gonna have to select the lights. First go to render setup, Vray tab, down here in global DMC, use local subdivisions, make sure that is turned on, and go here to the subdivisions, make them 12. I'm gonna make this 12 too. Okay, so let's take a render right now. Okay, now we have the noise under control and the lighting is very good. I'm satisfied with this result. Now let's start. Before we do anything, let's select the sun. I forgot to do this. Let's uncheck this cast atmospheric shadows just to get realistic shadows. We want the light from the sun, but we don't want it to cast its shadows on the objects. So please find in the description the file named Mid Island. We're gonna start modeling the middle island of the kitchen, so find it in the description and import it into our scene. Now we have 3 sections. This is the bottom section. I should have put them in the correct order. This is the bottom section, this is the middle section, and this is the cooktop. So let's start modeling this. Or you know what, we can start with this actually. So let's create a line. Okay, so press 3 to go to spline mode and outline it something like minus 0.02. Now let's give it an extrusion 0.95. Okay, and now let's select this again, create a copy over here. Let's delete the extrusion, press 2 to go to segment mode, delete this, and delete these. I'm gonna delete this too. Now let's create a line. And by the way, I have automatic welding turned on, so please turn it on and set it to 0.05. So when I create a line, it's automatically welded. I don't have to weld those vertices, they're welded automatically. Okay, so now that we have this, let's move it back on top of this, and now let's apply the sweep profile. I'm gonna use this. Okay, so let's just scale it down a little bit. This looks nice. Okay, so now let's create these wood blades. Before we do that, let's just something is wrong here. Let's see this vertex. As you can see, we have 2 vertices. You saw there's an error. I don't know why automatic welding didn't work. So let's weld them. Now let's again apply the sweep. So now we only need to scale it down. And mirror it like so. And actually just give it a little bit of offset. On the x-axis. .04. Okay, that looks good. It's on the floor. Okay, so let's give them this material, or let's create a material for them. I'm gonna name it Wood Island. It's gonna be something like this. Okay, so this is the body, the box of our island. Let's now create, let's isolate those first. Now I'm gonna create the cooktop. Let's draw the arc here. Select those and isolate them so we can work on it easily. First, let's attach the arc into our line, and don't forget to weld those vertex. Weld those and those. And let's apply an extrude modifier 0.04. Okay. So let's apply an edit poly. Select those polygons. I actually shuffle through those by pressing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So go to polygon mode, and I'm gonna inset it by the value of 0.005. Okay. And now let's apply a turbo smooth modifier, and of course it's gonna be something messy like this. It's okay, turn those iterations to 2, and I'm gonna turn this off, the turbo smooth modifier, for now. Okay, so let's start modeling. I'm gonna select this edge from here, go back to edit poly. Now I'm gonna go to edge mode, edit geometry, quick slice. So let's make first, let's make those totally aligned with each other. So I'm gonna move this like that. Okay, so now again, edge mode, edit geometry, quick slice. Let's enable the edge segment. Okay, so basically let's create those. Don't forget to make the cuts here. We will also need to cut a slice here, so let's move those. I'm gonna select those and those. We go to offset mode, -0.5. Go to edge mode, and I'm gonna use a slice plane. Move it somewhere here, it doesn't matter. Make a slice. Let's make some more slices. I'm gonna make a slice around here. Slice. And also here. That's good. So now let's move those back here. Those two. Just try to make sure that those should be almost the same dimension. So again, let's select those vertices and move them back 0.5. And yeah, so go to front view, select the edge, select those edges, press Alt R to select this ring. Now I'm gonna apply a simple connect, 2 segments. Let's pinch them up like so. And now let's see how our turbo smooth is gonna look like. Yeah, this looks pretty nice, but this area here needs some more, and here too. So basically what I'm doing is, as you can see, this cooktop should be something smooth like this. It's not sharp edges, so this is more realistic. Okay, so we need a few more cuts. Simply go to edit poly, edge mode, and down to slice plane. Let's make a few slices here. I'm gonna make a slice here. Slice. Make a slice near here. Or no, we don't need it. So let's rotate this. We're gonna need a slice around here. Hit slice. And down here again, slice. Now let's create a quick slice here. So basically around here and here. Gonna select those, move them down, something like that. Okay, let's make the same thing here. Quick slice. And here. Let's move those down. Move those up. So let's see how this is gonna look like. Let's first give it material, this color maybe, so we can see it better. Now apply the turbo smooth, and as you can see we have this nice cooktop, and we can start modeling now the blades, those blades. These are just simple wood blades, and as you can see we have a space here so the people can sit and have a room for the feet. Now go to line. I'm just gonna create, first let's disable the edge segment so it doesn't bother us. So basically I'm gonna just create this. I'm gonna isolate it, Alt Q, go to modify and select the slice, the spline by pressing 3. Now if you want to, you should enable the automatic welding, make it 0.005. This helps that we don't need to weld each vertices together, so I'm just gonna make, see, they turn into one spline as we continue cloning. That's because we have the automatic welding. Make sure that you have the threshold under control. 0.005 is a good value. Okay, I think this is enough. Let's end the isolation and delete the excess. Press 2 to go to segment mode and delete those. Let's go to spline mode by pressing 3, select the spline. Let's give it some thickness, something like this is enough. And now let's extrude it, 0.95 I guess is good. So now let's move it back. Around here. And now we have the cooktop too. Okay, so let's turn off the turbo smooth. Yeah, so we can see where it's being seated. Just make sure that this circle have some space here. This looks good. Okay, so now we are gonna create this column. We have this shape here, so you can use it or go to line. Let's start modeling it. I did this randomly actually, but so you can use any model that you want for this column. Okay, so let's move it here and give it a lathe modifier. Go down here and align on the minimum. This is how it should look like. Let's apply an edit poly and the turbo smooth So as you can see, we have this nice shape. Let's give it 2 iterations maybe, so it looks better, or maybe 1 iterations is enough. So as you can see, I'm losing the details over here, so I can go to let's make them 2 iterations, go back to edit poly. So what we can do is make sure you have the ribbon opened. If you don't, right click on the toolbar, open the ribbon. I'm gonna use a tool that is very amazing for such a case. It's called the Swift Loop here in edit. Make sure to press 2, go to edge mode, the Swift Loop. So I'm gonna basically just add those loops. So this in this way, these loops will control where the smoothing is gonna be applied. It tells the turbo smooth modifier where to smooth the object and where to stop. So add a few more here. Make sure to keep saving every once in a while so that you don't lose your progress. Okay, so that's it for my column. Let's see it now with the turbo smooth turned on. This looks very good actually. So let's rotate it. Okay, so this is gonna go here, somewhere here. Let's isolate those. I'm gonna move this 0.95. Okay, so this has to be somewhere here. Now this is a tricky one to model, so pay good attention. First, let's create a box. Make sure to have it the same as mine. I'm gonna have the length 0.15, 15 centimeters, and the height to be 0.5, half a meter. And now I'm gonna create a sphere right in the middle. Okay, so move it so it's positioned correctly, like this. Now make the radius 0.125 and move it up on the z-axis by 0.40035. So it looks like this, something like this. Okay, so we're gonna have to select those, create another copy of them. Now let's select this sphere, go to compound objects, boolean, pick operand B, and this is how your shape should look like. So now let's mirror this shape, select as a copy on the z-axis. So let's move those aside a little. Move this up. So we need to delete those excess, so let's convert those into an editable poly. I'm gonna delete those, and I'm going to convert this to an editable poly. Delete it, delete this part. Okay, so if you press F3 to go to wireframe mode, you're gonna see the shape, which is this. So what you're gonna need to do is simply select the polygons and delete them, delete those, so we only have this. Let's center the pivot here. Now we're simply gonna need to move this exactly on this point. Make sure you have it exactly here. As you can see, I don't have it exactly. So yeah, make sure it's almost as correct as possible. This looks good. Okay, that's not a problem. Okay, so let's move them down. Now go to splines. Let's create an arc. Now let's mirror it on the Y if you're in the front view. Okay, so let's select our arc, Alt Q. So turn this into an editable spline. Oh, sorry, this is not correct. Oh, let's try to create the arc again. Make sure you have it correctly. Make sure this is 2.5 snap. This is the trickiest part of this island. So let's isolate this arc, mirror it. Okay, so let's select this, convert it into a little spline, attach this arc, weld, weld. Now convert them to an editable poly. Okay, so let's give them this. So let's create copies of them. Good, so now let's select this, edit poly, and attach all of those four. Okay, so this is one object now. Looks pretty nice, so let's move it here. To the middle of this. Okay, so let's select the column, go to the front view. Now let's move those vertices so that they only intersect like something like this. And also let's scale them so that they're a bit squashed like this. Move this up. Okay, that looks nice. Now let's create a mirror of it. Should go here. Let's give this the same material. Make sure that this is hidden inside the cooktop. Okay, so now let's isolate those. Let's make those one group. Go to the front view. Let's move it a little bit so that there is a little gap between this and this. Maybe move it back. We don't need that much gap. So yeah, something like this. Move it out and then move it back in so it's positioned. So what I do is I have the midpoint so I can position things correctly. Let's see. Yeah, this looks pretty much the same. Let's now create a copy and center it here. So this is our cooktop. This is our, the island. Now we can also select this and this and isolate them. Let's make sure that we have this basin, the sink, sorry. So I'm gonna add a quick slice and slice it right here. Now make sure that you have edge segment so you can easily cut here and here, and also yeah, let's isolate this. And now let's select those edges, go to edge mode by pressing 2, create a connection, move to the right view or left view, and move this up like this. And now in the offset mode, minus 0.3. Now press 4 to select the polygons. I'm gonna delete those. Again, select the edge, select those edges, bridge them, those two, these two. Now let's use the slice plane. So move it somewhere here. Click slice. Slice. Now go to polygon mode. It's 4. Let's extrude those polygons. Local normal. Extrude them. Let's end the isolation mode. So extrude them about 32. Hit OK. And so now this represents our sink. We also need go to the left view. We need a slice here. Go to edge mode. Edit geometry. Slice plane. Something like this. Hit slice. Now. Or actually, let's select those two. And bridge those. And now what we can do is select those edges and add 2 connections. Let's pinch those like this. Okay, so let's select this polygon and this and bridge them. So now we have our sink here. So again, as you can see, this is a smooth edge, but now we have hard edges, so let's do the same as we did for the cooktop. So basically I'm gonna select this, go to vertex mode, let's connect all the vertices. Connect. Okay, so now let's go to edge mode and add a few quick slices like this. Now let's apply a turbo smooth modifier to see where we need to work on it. Give it 2 iterations. Okay, now go to edit poly. And select the edge mode, slice plane. Slice here. Here. Can you hear that thunder? Okay, so add one here too. Wow, you're gonna hear a loud voice now. Oh my god. So now let's check our model. This looks pretty nice. We have a few things to fix yet. So back to the edit poly. Let's go to edge mode and make a few slices on the slice plane. So I'm gonna make one here. And one here. One over here. And one about here. Oh my god, you're gonna hear a loud voice. Okay, so just one more around here. Slice, and I think we're ready to go. Yeah, so we have this fine looking smooth. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys, do you love the sound of thunder? Put that in the comment if you do. Okay, so this is what we have for now. I'm gonna select all those, deselect this and group them. Mid island, and I'll, oh my god. So let's put this here. So as you can see, this is the main focus of our camera. It doesn't have to be exactly on it, so let's select the camera. I think we need to move this up a little bit, make the camera 1.5, 1.55, 55. So let's take our final render, and I'm gonna edit the video after it. Okay, so this is our final render for the video number 2. In the next video we're gonna model the floor and model the units, the cabinets and the drawers here, and add this gas top. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up, and okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.